that it's time to pay your tax from now to July 1 this year. People from the LRA will be in your community to tell you everything you need to know. So look out for them. They will come and teach you everything you need to know about paying your taxes for your properties. Just cooperate when you see them in your community. In your knowing, when you pay tax, all of us can enjoy. When you pay your tax on your land or your house, the government will do plenty fun things for all of us. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
And I leave my tell from a boy John Brown. You can pay even when you living up town. Pay your real property taxes. Your real property taxes.
Tax payment is a national duty.
When we all contribute, we become entitled to development.
We are the authors of our destiny.
Tax payment is a commitment towards the future of the unborn generation.
When we pay taxes, we hold our leaders accountable.
Be a part of change. Be a part of transformation.
Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Okay, pay your taxes that we all will enjoy. So once again, folks, good morning. It's good to be here this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. We are coming to you live from outside the nation's capital in Painesville here. Welcome, Boakai Amara Kamara is my name. So like I said, a lot of trending issues making news up Capitol Hill. Yeah, a lot of trending issues making news up Capitol Hill. And we will be diving into them this morning. Yesterday there was a statement put out by the speaker himself, in person of us, Jay Fanati Kofa. He put out a statement yesterday, and that statement, a lot of people been reading through what he said. Because it was something that, according to him, if the executive don't work along with, I'm trying to get a voice this morning from our news team. Yeah, I'm trying to get that. So, according to him, the executive started overlooking the House of Representatives, in a sense that I'm trying to get an article. Okay, it says here, House Speaker Jay Fanatikofa threatens to shut down House of Representatives over a Ministry of Finance refusal to release its operational budget. Once again, it says House Speaker Jay Fanatikofa threatens to shut down House of Representatives over Ministry of Finance refusal to release its operational budget. House Speaker Fanatikofa has issued a strong warning to shut down the House of Representatives if the executive branch, through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, continues to restrict the House's operational budget. Speaking, that Speaker Kofa emphasized that disparity in budget allocations, highlighting that why the Senate receive adequate funding, House of Representatives struggle financially. Kofa expressed frustration that despite Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Double Jala reports of exceeding revenue collection targets, the House faces difficulties in securing its rightful financial support. So that's the statement from Speaker Jay Fanatikofa. According to him, the House is facing problem in receiving their operational budget. their operational budget in a sense that once they, as lawmakers, don't receive the operational budget, it will lead them to shutting down the House of Representatives. And if what he's saying is done, it becomes a problem. It becomes a serious problem for us. Yes, a serious problem. When this, I'm really trying to get his voice. Yeah, I'm trying to get his voice because I want you guys to listen to exactly what he said. What he said. So that's why you see I'm taking my time to talk this morning, because I want to play his voice this morning, wherein he was making that statement. And in that statement, let me see if I can get it from this angle here. I beg you, just bear with me. Just bear with me. Go. Yeah. I'm trying to lay my hand on it this morning. So the speaker wrote, I want to, I'm trying to get it. Just okay. So as Joe is trying to get that recording, so now the Liberian Senate came up with a statement this morning. You know, there has been this news trending in the media about senators using 700,000, and some are saying, like I started yesterday, some are saying 400,000 was used. All of the allegations that have been done, that have been put forth by the whistleblowers, one of those among senators, Senator Amara Conen, came up with a statement. The statement is too long. The statement is too long. Yeah. But we will try to easily take our time to dive into it. He said, dismissifying the Senate retreat, a tale of two unrealistic Senate disbursement, by Senator Amara Conen, chairman of Public Accounts and Audits. As you read this explanation, I would like all Liberians to understand and appreciate that the monies in question were paid for three distinct activities approved in the 2024 budget. It was not just for a 4-day retreat. Number one, let's he's talking about it. This is the three distinct activities approved for: constituency visit, committee functions, retreat, domestic daily substance allowances. Once again, these are the three distinct activities approved in the 2024 budget, according to Senator Amara Conen: constituency visits, committee functions, retreat, domestic daily substance allowances. These are all legally approved normal expenditure line items in the national budget for different purposes. Except they were paid on and about the same time, and so created the confusion. So, according to him, the mornings that is being talked about is about constituency visit, it's about committee functions and retreat, domestic daily substance and allowances. But according to Mr. Corner here, budget for the different purposes, except they were paid on about the same time, and also created the confusion. So he said all of the money, all the 3 money that we're talking about, he said all of them were paid on the same time. That's what created the confusion among Liberians. That's what created the confusion among Liberians. I understand that the media and the public, not having this breakdown wrongly, concluded that all the money was for a retreat, which again is not true, as you will see in my explanation. I also encourage civil society and citizen groups to use the Freedom of Information Act to request the budget and the documents I have posted as exhibitors should you still have doubts. So the man is saying when you have doubt in what he posted as senator, you can use the Freedom of Information Act to request all of these documents, and it will be provided to you as a civil society person or organization, or as a journalist. With that being said, it is Tuesday, June 11, 2024 edition. In its Tuesday, June 11, 2024 edition, Spoon TV Live broke a story alleging that the Liberian Senate had spent $700,000 on a 4-day retreat in Buchanan, Grand-Bassa County. Our local media outlets pick up the story, feeding the social media that ensure by all the following day, the figure had deflated to use $275,000 by our colleagues, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, and I had become the principal targets for public scrum on the matter to illuminate the public's desire for transparency and accountability. Some critics say this was a matter of senators sharing among themselves. Others wrote that Amara is now part of the society Bush, suggesting I had accepted illegal money the same way criminals rob people of their money. Public insults comes with the territory of statecraft, and I am well able to respond to it. However, I deem it wise to limit such a response to the media reports last week, announcing on my Facebook page that only $50,000 was spent on the retreat. In the meantime, I needed to consult the stakeholders responsible for the Senate budget, namely the Ways, Means and Finance and the Rules, Order and Administration committees. I wanted to ensure my future public statements would represent their decisions correctly on this particular matter. I am neither a member of these Senate committees. I'm neither a member of these Senate committees, nor do I deal with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. On Senate financial management, I spoke based on the limited information I had at the time. Thankfully, they swiftly and graciously answer my questions. But this debate is not about Senator Abraham Darius Dillon and me. It highlights the lack of trust in our country's governance ecosystem because of the lack of transparency and accountability, and the need to build public trust in the governance institution. We are members of that is expected to hold the other two branches of our Liberian government accountable. I read now neither as a defender in the court of public opinion, nor as a defender of the Senate against the public it serves, but as chairman of the Senate Public Accounts and Audit Committee, the Senate's integrity body. I am duty bound in this capacity to assess the situation dispassionately and then recommend and support reforms to prevent future misunderstandings. So here are the facts. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning 2 checks in favor of the Liberian Senate Operation Account at the Central Bank of Liberia on June 5th, 2024, totaling of 565,000. Check number USD 290. That's 290,000 for constituency visit. Check number 1, US 290,000 for constituency visit. Check number 2, US 275,000 for committee engagement and Senate retreat combined. All funds are approved budgeted expenditure in the fiscal year 2024, signed into law by the president. So these are the two money that he received according to him. The first one was he said here, the Ministry of Finance issued 2 checks in favor of the Liberian Senate Operation Account. And once again, 2 checks in favor of the Liberian Senate Operation Account at the Central Bank of Liberia on June 5th, 2024. Totaling of the total money that is in a Senate account, in a Senate Operation account is 556,000. Then they receive from that check number one, 290,000. 290,000 constituency visit. Okay, that's check number 2. Check number 1 rather. Check number 2, 275,000 meeting engagement. So the issue about constituency visit, the money that is there for that in the account for the senators is 290,000. Then in check number 2, the money that is in the account for the Senate Committee on Engagement is 275,000. So it's a 2. The 290,000 is the total appropriated this fiscal year 2024 for 29 senators constituency visit. Long time practice. The Secretary of the Liberian Senate had written the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning on May 3rd, 2024, requesting an allotment for legislative constituency visit for fiscal year 2024 based on the Senate approved appropriation with budget code 2241, that's 224118 in the fiscal year 2024 budget signed into law by the president. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning finally made that allotment a month later on June 4th and disbursed it on June 5th, the eve of the Buchanan retreat. It has from this request that each senator receive 10,000. Now listen to this. It was from this request that each senator received 10,000 for their constituency visit. So when you're going for the retreat, the senators receive 10,000 each for constituency visit for the year. That's for this year. This confirmed Senator Prince Moi's statement as chairman of the Way, Means and Finance Committee that 29 senators has received 10,000 for constituency visit, according to Moise, that's Nemo Partner for Democracy and Development, a permanent civil society organization dedicated to promoting accountable democratic governance. So when we're going for the retreat in Grand Bassa County, according to Senator Kone, each senator received 10,000, and this 10,000 was for their constituency visit for this year. That was what they received 10,000 for. A civil society organization dedicated to promoting accountable democratic governance. Lawmakers held town hall meeting and visited their constituency, advocating for local issues and ensuring their voices were heard. Now we come to number 3. The USD 275,000 was for Senate various committee. Once again, listen to this. The USD 275,000 was for the Senate various committees, legislative work and hearing for this session, and the Senate retreat combined. So, what Mr. Kone is saying here, the 275,000 USD was for the Senate various committees, legislative work and hearing for this session and the Senate retreat combined. It was not for one purpose, though. It was for the Senate committee legislative work and hearing for this session and also for the retreat combined, which make it unclear exactly how much was on the retreat itself. The Secretary of the Liberian Senate wrote a second letter to the Ministry of Finance on June 3rd, 2024, requesting an allotment of 275,000 for legislative committee engagement, budget code 263645 in the fiscal year 2024 budget. And the Senate retreat budget code 101, that's 1010200. Hearings, workshop, conferences, seminars in the 2024 budget in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County from June 6, that's June 6 to the 8th, 2024 to enhance legislative duties. These two separate budget lines, as indicated by the different code, were combined in one request and disbursed. So let me take this again before you get confused here. He said the Secretary of the Liberian Senate wrote the second letter to the Ministry of Finance on June 3rd, 2024, requesting an allotment of 275,000 for legislative committee engagement. Legislative committee engagement. Budget code 263645 in the fiscal year 2024 budget. And the Senate retreat. So this money was for community engagement and the Senate retreat. Senate retreat budget code 101, that's 1010200, hiring. This was for hiring, workshop, conferences, seminar in the 2024 budget in Grand Bassa County from June 6 to the 8th, 2024 to enhance legislative duties. These two separate budget lines, as indicated by the different codes, were combined in one request and disbursed. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning also disbursed the amount on June 5th. The same date, it disbursed the 290,000 in number 1 above. It was from this request that 29 senators received 3,000. That's 3,000 for their various committee function, and Liberian dollar 328,000. So what I'm hearing here from Conan, when they were going again, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning disbursed on June 5th. The scene date, they disbursed 290,000. It was, and this money was for, it was from this request that 29, he said it was from this request that 29 senators received 3,000 USD each for their various committee functions. And in Liberian dollar, they received 328,000. Functions and 328,000 Liberian dollar. USD 1,708 at the official exchange rate. Okay, so this $328,000 will be $1,708 at the official exchange rate of one equal to 192 USD. Okay, at the official exchange rates. So the man saying the 328,000 is $1,708 US. So meaning when you add in $1,708 US to the 3,000, so they got $4,708 for what? For their various committee functions. The next countdown, he says, since it was at the Senate that the verification of this disbursement was made, the ROA can easily clear up any misunderstanding by publishing the breakdown of how money was spent on the retreat. And why I had earlier stated, based on LD 328,000 given to 29 senators at the exchange rate of 192, that the retreat cost 50,000. I'm waiting to stand corrected. If the actual amount is more or less than this, why awaiting a final RAON MF, that's WMF financial report on the retreat to the Senate plenary, which is still pending? I took steps to establish that the ratified Ministry of Finance, that's the ratified fiscal year 2024 budget printed into handbill was not violated in these transactions, and that it contained the economic budget code from which funds were processed and paid to the Senate by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. The main focus of the internal review of the transaction, I was satisfied that both the Senate and the Ministry of Finance honored the approved budget in handling the allotment requests by the Senate Secretary. But none of the above negates the need for reform. I have therefore purposely proposed the following critical reforms to the Senate to improve its public financial management. So all the other one are just blah 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 blah. But that Jerry money thing here, they manage. So he said the Ministry of Finance, here are the facts. The Ministry of Finance issued 2 checks in favor of the Liberian Senate operation account at the Central Bank of Liberia. And these 2 checks, check number one is constituency visit. The manager for that constituency visit, what they have in their account is 290,000. 290,000 just for they to go visit their district, just to go visit their, let me see, their counties. They're having 290,000 in the budget. Yeah, the senators. And check number 2, just for committee engagement and Senate retreat. Like the retreat they coming from on in Grand Bassa County, how they in their account. Check number 2, they having 275,000. Yeah. Then it says here the 290,000 is the total appropriated. Is the total appropriated this fiscal year 2024 for 29 senators constituency visits. So the 290,000 is for the 29 senators. So okay, so that will do the math here. 290,000. Yeah, we have to break the thing here down. So what is saying here? 290,000 divided by 29. So that's 1,000. So 1,000 each. There you go. 1,000 each. 1,000 each. Sorry, from here. I need to go back again. So, folks, you listen to the breakdown given by the senators. What now we are talking about here is about accountability. The 290,000 for constituency visit. Check number 2, 275,000 for committee engagement and the Senate retreat combined. All funds are appropriated, approved and budgeted expenditure in the fiscal year 2024 budget. This is said that 229,000 is the total appropriated. This fiscal year 2024 for senators constituency visit, a long time practice. This was not just about the senators. According to Senator Kone, this has been a long time practice. It's been a long time thing. So they made it there, and that's what they are working with. The Secretary of the Liberian Senate requested. Liberian Senate had written a Ministry of Finance and Development Planning on May 3rd, 2024, requesting. So this is the important part of it. On May 3rd, 2024, the Senate May 3rd, 2024, requesting the Secretary of the Senate requesting an allotment for legislative constituency visit for fiscal year 2024 based on the Senate approved appropriation, the budget code 224118 in the fiscal year 2024 signed into law by the president. Okay. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning finally made the allotment a month later. So when it requested for the money on May 3rd, 2024, it was on the 4th of June. From May 3rd to June 4th was the time that the Ministry of Finance through the central bank disbursed the money. And it was June 5th, which was the 8th of the Buchanan retreat. It was from this request that each senator received 10,000 for the constituency visit for this year. And this confirms Senator Prince Moy. So Senator Prince Moy has previously said that each senator received 10,000. Chairman of the Way, Means and Finance Committee, the 29 senators had received 10,000 for constituency visit, according to NEMO report. Also, the 275,000 was for the senators' various committee legislative work and hearing for this session and the Senate retreat combined, which makes it unclear exactly how much was spent on the retreat itself. The Secretary of the Liberian Senate wrote the second letter to the Ministry of Finance on June 3rd, 2024, requesting an allotment of 275,000 for legislative committee engagement, budget code 263645 in the fiscal year 2024 budget. and the Senate Retreat Budget Code 1010-200 hearing. This one, they want for hiring a workshop, conferences, seminars in the full budget in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County from June 6, 2024 to 8 from June 6 to the 8th, 2024 to enhance legislative duties. These two separate budget lines, as indicated by the different code, were combined in one request and disbursed. So that's it, folks. This is coming from Senator Amara Conan. Senator Amara Conan. The man is justifying. Yeah, that's the justification. He don't want people talking, say, oh, they use more than 50,000. So that's the breakdown he's giving to the Liberian people. Folks, you listen to this, and the money now we are talking about here, others are saying no. All the money now you're talking about, you use more than what you guys are talking about here. So let me see. Okay, let me see the check here. Let me see the request. It say May 2nd, 2024, Honorable Boyman S. Kamara, Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Dear Mr. Minister, I present my compliment and by directive of the Liberian Senate request the approval of an allotment for the Liberian Senate in the amount of 290,000 United States dollar, 290,000 United States dollar, as stated below, for legislative constituency visit for fiscal year 2024 Liberian Senate. Okay, there was the first letter sent to the Minister of Finance, which was on May 2nd, 2024. So now we come to the other one here. We come to the other one here. Sorry, somebody's gonna call me. Hey, this other one isn't too clear. He say, it is a great honor to extend sincere compliment and right to notify you of an allotment emanating from the Liberian Senate in the amount of somebody keep calling me, in the amount of 290,000 United States dollar, representing legislative constituency visit in favor of the Liberian Senate. Please be informed, Honorable Minister, that this amount was not captured in the National Legislative fiscal year 2024 budget. To address this request, however, this request comes as a result of legislative adjournment, which is yet to be uploaded in the 2024 system. In view of this above, we therefore recommend that administrative decision be made to address this request. This is not too clear. Yeah. So sorry, I'm reading. The things are so blurred. This one, another one here for June 3rd, 2024. It says Honorable Boyman S. Kamara, Minister of Development Planning. Dear Mr. Minister, I present my compliment and by directive of the Liberian Senate request an allotment for the Liberian Senate in the amount of 275,000 United States dollar as a seat, as stated below, for legislative committee hearing in Senate retreat in Grand Bassa County, Senate retreat in Grand Bassa County, beginning Thursday, June 6th, and ends Saturday, June 8th, 2024, in order to enhance legislative duties. The Liberian Senate Senators' allowance 125,000. Facilities, that's facilitators. So there's the breakdown. The senators' allowances. When they went to Buchanan, how much they receive? 125,000 each person. Senators' allowance. So the entire Senate, 125,000. Facilitators, 25,000. Feeding for all, 75,000. Accommodation for all, 25,000. Staffers and drivers, 25,000, which is totaling of 275,000. 275,000. So there's the breakdown. So when they went for the retreat, the entire Senate, their allowances was 125,000. Then the facilitators receive 25,000. Feeding for all, their food, all the other thing, all the other enjoyment, 75,000. Accommodations for all, they play the slept air, 25,000. Then their staffers, they have to carry staffers with their drivers, securities, and other things, 25,000. So the breakdown for everything, a total of 275,000. Yeah, so 275,000. So we come back here. Recommendation for administrative decision. It is a great honor. I don't know who this was written to, but because they cancel the person name, they just say recommendation for administrative decision. Administrative decision here, it says, it is great honor to extend sincere compliment and read to notify you of an allotment request emanating from the Liberian Senate in the amount of 275,000 United States dollar request representing the legislative committee hearing and Senate retreat in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. So it's just the same thing. So there's the breakdown, folks. Allotment request 275,000. All right, so they're just the same thing. So, folks, that's it. You listen to it. The breakdown here is that senators' allowance is 125,000 rather. Then the facilitators carry 25,000. The feeding for all, every one of them, their feeding was 75,000. Accommodation was 25,000. Staffers and securities and driver as well, 25,000. Total of 275,000. So, folks, we'll open the phone line now on 0778 665 699. Once again, 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. You listen to what was posted by Senator Amara Kone. Sorry for yeah, but it was good that we break down everything here this morning. So you listen to that. We'll now take your calls. What do you make of the total of what's coming out from the Liberian Senate by Senator Amara Kone? And he's representing the senators and letting us know about what was spent for the just ended retreat. So you can call me now on 0778 665 699. Once again, 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. 0880 561 644 are the lines that you can call this morning and be a part of the conversation. What do you make of the money that was spent by the senators in Grand Bassa County just over the weekend? Yeah, so that's it, folks. It is what it is. Yeah, I needed to drink some more water. So 0778 665 699 is the number that you can call. 0778 880-665-699 or 080-561-644. Let's take our first caller here this morning. Good morning. I'm doing where Junior is from. Welcome, my brother.
I just want to say the reason why we the direct suffering in this country is because our lawmakers are making all the money. Seriously. Because that kind of money is just given to lawmakers. So I just want to say that all the resources that we have in the country, the lawmakers are the ones that just benefiting from it because the citizens are not benefiting.
The citizens are not benefiting. Okay, sorry. You can call me back on. You can call on the foreign line 077-866-5699. That's 077-866-5699. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name is Johnny was from.
My name is Asia Todman Jr. I joined Township.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, you know, the main reason we are facing this problem is that we don't select the rightful leader, and all these people came with empty promises during some time. So as a result, they will always want to benefit as that because many of them took loans that they couldn't pay to run campaign. So right now you see most of them hustling for that money to pay. That's why you see all these things happening. And the rescue government, they should be careful because just like we made sure we are one term president, we are capable of doing the same thing to the rescue train. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in 077-866-5699 are the lines that you can call and be live with us this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show on Punch FM 106.7. You listen to the breakdown by the senators and how much was used in Grand Bassa County for the just ended retreat, their constituency visit also. Yeah, so they received $10,000 each. Yeah, each senator received $10,000 for their constituency visit, and a totaling for 275,000 was also for the retreat in Grand Bassa County. So before they could go, each senator received 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 each. So we still taking your calls on 077-866-5699. Once again, 077-866-5699 or 080-561 644 080-561 644 are the lines that you can call. You'll be live with us this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. Let's take this other caller here this morning. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yep, your name is joining us from.
I'm Estella Herbert. I'm joining you from the GSA room.
Okay, welcome, man.
Yeah. So when I listen to the breaking down of the project, it's so disheartening. This does not have love for the country. They don't have love for country. Because if you have love for country, that money just go away. Money, and even with the constituent faces, how many of them visit their constituents? None of them. So what the purpose of them taking that kind of money? That money could be used for development. That money could be used for other purposes. That hospitals does not have medication. The hospital does not have medication, but they are using this money, our hard-earned taxes that we pay for development, other health area to be built up. But they use it to jolly. So what the essence? These people they don't have love for country. Actually, it really breaks my heart when I listen to the breakdown. It breaks my heart, actually. So we regret that putting the people in power. But they don't have heart for the actually. It breaks my heart. I regret it.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. 077-866-5699 are the lines that you can call. You will be live with us this morning. Once again, 077-866-5699. Let's take this other person here quickly. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Honor from Police Academy.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah. That budget need to be revisited the allocation because if senators using this money just to go on with and do other stuff, the money is too much. So the president to revisit the budget allocation.
Okay, so it need to be revisited.
Yeah.
Because it's too much.
It's too much.
Okay. Thanks so much for calling, my brother. Thank you. Let's take another person from line 2 this morning. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where you joining us from? Yeah, hello. Welcome.
Yes, US dollar is my name. I'm forward today.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah. The first thing, the money is plenty. The money is not plenty. That's not my issue. But the issue is, what is the relevance of the retreat? What the outcome? What they want to give to the people in the district that they got to take that huge amount. If
So
you go visit your constituency and you didn't carry anything, there is no result.
yeah, sure. All right. Thank you so much for calling in. 0778665699. We are still, as soon our first set of guests arrive, we'll take him this morning on the show. Let's take this person quickly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where you joining us from?
My name is Mohamed Kama. I join you from Painsville, Coca-Cola Factory.
Welcome, Miss.
This government came with series of lies. They said that they are coming to rescue us from this country. Then they are there in power. They are just there exploiting. So if the government not be careful, it will be the first government for the impinge. But not be careful.
But I'm not Baka doing one yo. Like I said it, like hello. Hello. That not Baka doing one like your senator they doing it.
Okay. You the rep for the senator. So if you not go back in your caucus to let them know.
So but you know lazy to it. I say that not Baka here now. That the senators they wanna get nothing to do with Baka.
They will dismiss all on it.
All right. 0778665699. 0778665699. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning, welcome. Yes, sir. Your name, where you joining us from?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Patrick calling from Johnsonville.
Okay.
Brother, this country, only God can save us. But the senator is the problem in this country. The representative is the problem in this country. One thing is, we can always continue blaming the president. Even the president get a very good heart to develop labor, but it's the senate and the lawmaker is not hope. If you check to this now, let's assume that it's 10,000 that for the retreat, right? For the constituency, tell me, they are going to pay something or to develop the country, or just to go and say hello, my people, and then they turn around to come back, then it's 10,000.
The people going to interact with their constituents. They're going to, according to them, they need to visit their constituents every year. So that's why they are giving them 10,000 USD each.
Yes, but if you receive 10,000 USD, are you going to cook and eat all to what to develop the district, or just to speak to them to have one or two conversations so the 10,000 comes? Brother, we continue changing government. We continue changing government. If the lawmakers and the representatives are not ready to make up their mind to develop this country, they will stay remain like trust me, brother.
Okay. Thanks so much for calling in, my brother, and making your contribution. 0778 665699, 0778 665699, or 0880561644. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Yes, sir. Your name, where joining us from?
Rex Henry calling from Henry Avenue.
Welcome. Where is that?
Corwell.
Okay.
I really want to find out. Amara Connor is the secretary for the Senate.
No, he's not a secretary for the Senate.
Okay. All of this money you can't they use all the above to use. To go to Grand Bassam for a retreat. That's Joseph Kerry drugs in Grand Bassam. Where are they and who are they?
They are all senators.
Senator. And somebody doing the work. And then it's taking a huge sum of money, putting it in a package. That money should have bringing some development in some country or improve the life of other people. Nobody should count this on the president. The president doesn't know anything about it.
No, the president not aware of this. It's not the president.
He's not a president. The president knows nothing about it. So we planning to move them again.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks so much for calling in 077-866-5699. This is about the Senate. It's not about the presidency, please. So if you speaking, you have to know how you talking. Even though you can be with a president, but this is not about the presidency. This is about our senators. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where joining us from?
I'm Eric calling from Pinkfield.
Okay, Eric.
I listen to the senator, the acting president of the budget, but I really want to ask, how many days did they stay in Grand Bassa, and what are the intent of the retreat?
What the intent? They went for a retreat now to talk about a lot of things affecting them as senators.
Oh, yeah, affecting them, but not it.
Yeah, to do it can be about the country also, but they went there to just focus their mind and push the agenda of the Senate. I'm trying to get the amount of days here. It says here. Yeah, it says here.
2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So you 2 days, 4,000 for each day, and they are not feeding their own gas. They take with la resources. They feed their gas, they feed their car, and go Grand Bassa. Grand Bassa, it takes less than 1 hour. And you see 10,000 just for retreat to Grand Bassa for 2 days. I mean, the people don't really mean they ain't really for that. People, you vote the people, you vote them for themselves, for their children.
Okay, thanks so much for calling in. We take the 3 more calls, then we cross over to our guest here, Mr. Alfred Tokpa is here with us this morning. We're still taking your calls on 077-866-5699. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, brother. Good morning.
I'm doing pretty well. Your name, where you joining us from?
I'm Robert Boma calling from Amogashi.
Rob Boma, welcome, my brother. Long time.
Yeah. Brother, I want to ask you, if the past government use that kind of money to go do that concern for what kind of street?
Yeah, they use now.
So it's not easy now. So
in not just the Bwakai's administration, the people that have been there, they've been using the same money.
It's not easy. I know what we'll do.
Okay, all right. Let's take 2 more calls on 077-866-5699. We take your calls 077-866-5699. But when people talking about this, we have some senators that say that they are coming for change. So that's why I see people keep pressing on them. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Your name, where you joining us from?
I'm Kolba JJ. I'm calling from Johnson.
Okay, Kolba. Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, the reason why the country people don't know the difference between the Senate, the representative, and that of the president is the attitude of our Senate and our representative. Because if our representative not have a peaceful mind that can push the country forward, we definitely complain on our leader in this country. And trust me, they are the one that will push the agenda of this country. That's why they lobby. They came to us for leadership. When we give it to them, they give it to themselves and their children. If you tell the statistic between the amount of the Senate we have this country and the person that pushing the real agenda on their own extent, it's very narrow. So we need to actually talk to our people during the voting. If you allow the people to just come and donate and take people from China, Grand Bassa to go vote, because if they go there, they not have no respect. They not care for their citizens, but because they get money, they can emotional to go in different constituencies and struck people. So we are the citizens. We need to keep that into our mind. When the voting time, nobody can stand in front of you and say, let me get you 25, let me get you 30. You go Grand Bassa, you go Grand Gide, you go Lofa, and go vote. These are the problems we have in this country. We will blame them and we blame the citizens too. They can tell you to the and then you go vote for that will not work. So even the I think you, my brother.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in. We take our last call, then we cross over to our guest. He's already live with us in studio this morning. I will take our last caller here, 0778-665-699. This person, good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from? Welcome. Okay, welcome.
Yeah, brother, this country is the only way forward by this country. I think we need to reduce the years of the lawmakers and the years of the Senate. Maybe when we bring it down to 4 years or 3 years, but going for the 6 years, this country will continue to remain like this. Yes.
Okay.
But if we try to reduce for the 3 years or 4 years, maybe you will be easier. But if not, this country, brother, the Senate and the lawmakers, they are really putting up from the back.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, my brother, for calling in. So that's our last call for this morning. It is the first segment. So then we'll cross over now to our studio guest, Mr. Alfred Tukpa. Mr. Tukpa is here this morning to discuss a wide range of issues making news in our border politics. Alfred, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Baka. And let me say thank you to the Punch FM family.
It's good to have you. This is my first time interviewing you live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, we've been communicating through cell phone and phone calls. So it's good to have you in live in studio. So how you doing health wise? You okay?
By the grace of God, you can see my physical morphology. That's people say we are not part of the rescue train.
Yeah, but you look like you're not too okay when it comes to the rescue mission. Are you okay?
No, as it relates to the agenda, I'm not okay. And not being okay is not fun, but it has to do with being on the rightful trajectory.
Okay, so let's dive into issues. Since the Buakari's administration took over, but let's start with district number 2 here first. You've been into the district number 2 politics yourself as COS in the office of former lawmaker Jimmy Smith. How is the politics now in the district? You guys have a new lawmaker, Seku. How is it? How things like now in the district?
First, I want to say good morning to federal rescuers in and around the world. And also those following your broadcast, I want to say good morning to them. And also to extend a very hearty good morning to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, the man whom we believe in strongly, President Joseph Nyama Boakai and Jeremiah Kong, Vice President, respectively. As it relates to the district politics, I think we are giving it a little bit of chance. Government is like a stage. You come there, you play your part, and other people will be given the opportunity. That's what democracy calls for. Sometimes in democracy, not every decision made by the majority is right, but you have to respect that identical decision. So that's the case of District Number 2, Mosawara County. Honorable Lieutenant Jimindo Smith, in terms of achievement, in terms of workings, I can tell you for a fact that all those that contested in District 2, including if other lawmakers, other district, their workings cannot be compared to Honorable Lieutenant Colonel Jimindo Smith. I can tell you
that's another argument though, because the present lawmaker
and the reason is we had the fight and to the argument and to prove our argument. So this is not something we can shy away from. I can tell you. And we will not be speaking to say in the abstract form. We'll be speaking, show you physical and evidence, show you tangibles. Look, for example, let me just digress a bit. This is the law. In fact, in the past, lawmakers in Liberia always renting places for district office. You will bear me witness the district we're in today. It was led by Honorable Thomas P. Fala for 18 years. I can tell you that the office of the district were being rented. When Honorable Smith took over, even Honorable Edwin Snow, when you were in District 6, the office was being rented. Okay? Even April Vamuya Kone, but when Orosime took over and said we'll make it different. The first thing he did was to build a district office that today the current district lawmaker is seated in.
He's using us in district office?
Absolutely. Today, he's seated in and the people of the district know that district office. They can no longer look for location. Like I said, by itself. Mobisa, there's a man that went to communities, you are aware. People sell land in this country without even living what we call alley. They will sell the alley, they sell football fee, nothing there for the community. Every community that wanted a market, that Orosime build market for, including Mount Barclay, Manwe, and 2 other communities. Guess what? Orosime bought the land and built the market. So those are hardcore evidences.
So why was he rejected? By the
when you heard that Orosime built school in District 2, it is true. He built school, but it is an annex to the Johnsonville Public School after it was gutted by fire. When the Ministry of Education said when the minister said there was no money there for operation, that will allow them to do some of the impromptu expensive, Orosime single-handedly built the annex there in Johnsonville. So it got people angry down here, meaning the Jagotan side, and said he was mostly focusing on it. But guess what? Johnsonville was almost a township that had been disconnected from the entire district or most of our as a whole due to the road condition. Orosime pressure route President Weah from head to toes. Today, Johnsonville is the next capital city. I can assure you that. Everybody moving in Johnsonville.
Everybody moving in Johnsonville, but after doing all of these things, we just ended the election and he was kicked out of office. What was the cause?
I can be very fair with you. The problem is Orosime was most like working and not moving into the communities. Okay? For example, all the projects I mentioned here, Orosime only sit back and sponsor the projects.
Okay.
He only attend the projects doing delegation. Not if you groundbreaking, but delegation. So at the end of the day, Liberian people in the district will see we can't see our lawmaker in our communities. But mind you, to a house, and sometimes we used to say, and we gotta be very wrong with this. If to even leave from your house, you will want to talk to everybody before leaving, and we're not giving chance. 24/7 people on their way. So our major shortcoming was that on the honor roll, we're not able to move in community to see move from house to house, shake people's hands, and those normal Liberian politics, right? Somebody come to you, get the money, community chairman come to you on behalf of the community. They will not bring the community interest, rather they bring their own interest, and you give them some money and other things. Then they become your major supporters. Orosime did not support individual quests over community quests. Those are some of the things that actually get it down.
Okay, so is he contemplating on coming back in 2029?
The future holds that. I cannot tell you.
Yeah, but which ticket? Because he went on a city, he won on a CDC ticket, and later on CDC brought in another person. That's a totally different argument.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? And I think I came to clear this.
Yes, I just want to. Yeah, just after that.
Every political party on Orosime joined in this country, he was accept.
Okay.
When Orosime joined the Unity Party, for example, but then we had our head office on Broad Street. Okay. When Orosime chartered 7 yellow buses on District 2. Because of him, more people went to Unity Party and joined Unity Party on that day. And Orosime spent money in Unity Party, not to say he spent money on the black, to say he was black people, no. But what Orosime did in Unity Party was to take the responsibility of Unity Party and put it on his shoulder.
Okay.
Okay. When there's a program somewhere, the Unity Party leadership in the district will attend that. But then Ernest Massacre was the chairman of Unity Party in District 2. I think he's still the chairman.
Okay.
Okay. So I can assure you, Orosime has not been a liability. Even when he moved to CDC, President Weah house on 9th Street today. When President Weah was senator by then, they were broke. The house on 9th Street was dilapidated. All those were out. Orosime renovated that identical house on 9th Street that hosted musicians. In fact, there's an area right around the 72nd Boulevard where they sell dough. Somewhere around that They all bought the doughs from 260 United States dollars for one. And we pay for 3 pieces. Okay? Orosime went to Semengo, make contact, and make sure that identical house was renovated. So I can tell you, Orosime has not been a liability. Right now, he told the people of the district that the district money won't be used for anything. And we dare the people of the district to come and say when Orosime was serving as lawmaker, he bought this place, he built a place for himself, he did it for himself. And by the way, right now, Honorable Smith is, if I sometimes we just joke and say, Honorable, you're getting overweighted.
He's getting fat, so he's relaxed now.
So you need to train. Say, my man, the pressure in government, especially related to representative position, especially where you have the heart for the people, you want to make sure that the people, they are worth, and you don't have that money, that amount to actually satisfy everyone is difficult. But I think he did his best, and I can assure you, no one, even the current representative, and even he himself saw that and said, "I wonder," because it was the wave of Unity Party change, the wave of the rescue mission that also carried on Rukane.
Okay, so folks, that's Alfred Tokpa. He's the former COS of Honorable Jimmy Smith. Here this morning, sharing breakfast with us. So let's move to some national issues. Lately, I've been seeing some of your posts on social media expressing dissatisfaction in the sharing of the national cake. I just don't know if that's what it is. But what are some of these qualms that you have that is bothering you?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Firstly, my dissatisfaction has nothing to do with personal interest or registered days, and to also inform our listening audience that I am not just a member, but a strong member of the rescue mission. I have been part of the Unity Party from the day I opened my eye in politics in Liberia. Yeah, the only political party I have joined, I joined with membership, is the Unity Party.
Yeah, but I saw you were you CDC also. So that's,
no.
That's two different.
No. I was serving as COS to a CDC lawmaker, but I did not participate in any of CDC program to say this is a political and this is a CDC program. There is not one evidence. Not one.
Okay.
In fact, because I was appointed by a CDC lawmaker from the Unity Party to serve, that was also one of the reasons why seditions in District 2 went against Honorable Smith. Because their point was that you cannot be a CDC lawmaker and have somebody from the Unity Party to serve as your chief of office staff. Okay? To the extent that even Honorable Thomas Farah, let me tell you, it was on a Tuesday, because usually I'm almost first in office. And while in office, later, my honorable arrived. But before then, there's a guy from the CDC headquarters that came and said, "Is Honorable Smith in?" I said, "No. Anything? Do you have an appointment?" He said, "No, I will come back." So while they were downstairs, they got the info that Honorable Smith already entered office. While sitting, surprisingly, I saw Honorable Thomas Farah, because he is a lawmaker, right? But then he was also the representative of District 5. He enters the office, followed by Honorable Akara Mosegri. The next I saw Mora Molu. The next I saw Jefferson Koji. I said, "What is happening?" We need to look. I will call in after a series of conversation. Honorable Thomas Farah was pressing on that Alfred Tokpa should join the CDC, and that he, Honorable Thomas Farah, will make available anything I need in terms of media coverage.
Okay.
That my position would have even been elevated from COL to some assistant ministerial post. And I said, Honorable Farah, with all due respect, I cannot drill my character in this manner. That every political party that comes to power should be member of that political party, or because I want to be in position. If that's the case, the COL job can be taken away.
Was that why you told Thomas Farah?
Not just Thomas Farah,
but the entire crew.
Jefferson Koji, the entire crew. Koji can bear me witness. He said, "I'm picking you, feel you high." I said, "But nothing have I done wrong. And constitutionally, I have the right to work."
Sure.
And it is on that basis I was appointed by Honorable Smith. More besides doing a campaign, I was with the United Party, for example. When I said, "Hello, Honorable Kane did not do anything in our district, and I cannot carry him again," that created a small problem for me. Because by then I was working with the Ministry of Information. Honorable Jeremy Matthew Pierre, who is today the Minister of Information. But guess what? At the end of the day, there was a challenge at my job place. But I did not dread by because of that. I was not deterred by that. I campaigned for Honorable Smith. When I was campaigning, in fact, during that time, I served as spokesperson for Honorable Smith. None of them ever say a Unity Party make and not be spokesman for CDC Kennedy.
Okay.
So those are the points I raised to them. And I refused. On some occasions, I refused. So, Chief, I am a member of the Unity Party. I remain consistent, even while in government. You will bear me witness. I also used to speak on some issues that affair were not going right.
Yeah.
When the issue of the Eto Iboma loan king,
yeah,
on Smith, in fact, people were made to sign the Eto Iboma loan agreement without getting a copy. I mean, copy of the agreement.
Okay.
And in the legislation, must get copy of every agreement. So I told you need copy of this agreement before signing, because the heritage sheet will lawmaker needs written on
Pass it around.
You just pass it around and sign. On Smith said, I will not sign and get copy of the agreement. That began another contention. Yes. At the end of the day, a copy was sent to him.
And he signed.
He signed the Eto Iboma loan on the basis that because they needed to have do some development and more beside him could not stay in the way of development. Okay? But guess what? Eto Iboma loan became a fiasco to the extent that recently the legislature were talking about repeating to so that it cannot be a burden on the Liberian government. Yeah. So those are some of the things. Chief, I had never shied away from speaking to the truth. Even while in government, the Ministry of Information, you can remember there was some 40 million issued at Noka during President Seli regime.
Yeah.
Where President Seli said, she said rather she actually took responsibility. And I had a press conference in my office at the Ministry of Information. And I said, by the president taking responsibility of the Liberian for 40 million does not mean the money should go free.
So she get account of
She's
it.
aware, but then her son was the board chair, Robert Salih. So I said her son is the board chair for Noka, so it means that she know more about this, so that money should come. And because of that, I was suspended from the Ministry of Information for that indefinite.
for standing up for something.
Oh yes, I never shy away. I can tell no one for a fact. So when the rescue mission, for me, I will shy away. And we feel that hyenas want to take our captain.
Who are those hyenas you're talking about?
We are just playing. Look, for example, I will just name one big hyenas to you right now. And Sylvester Gillespie, for example. Sylvester Gillespie, the president told us Sylvester Gillespie is a friend. And he's somebody who respects relationships so dearly.
Yeah.
And I believe in that as well. But guess what? If you have a friend who does not believe in you, who does not believe in your vision, why should you to consider that friend? This man never believed in the vision of President Boakai when we were campaigning.
Why you say so? Because
this man supported Alexander Kumi. Are you not aware that Sylvester Gillespie supported Alexander Kumi? Sylvester Gillespie, Louis Brown, all supported Alexander Kumi.
Yeah, but it should be a government of inclusion, because it will be it will be the same Liberians that will say, you guys trying to just monopolize the government and blah blah blah. It should be a government inclusion.
I agree.
Yeah,
it should be government inclusion, but at what level? That's what we are discussing. The Minister of State is the direct chief of office staff to the president. And let me tell you, every chief of office staff has some level of influence on their bosses. If you are not aware, I'm aware because I stepped that position before. Every chief of office staff, especially where your boss trusts you and trusts you. This man did not believe in the arrest agenda. He was talked to and he refused to come and support the arrest agenda. He said to us that Joseph Boakai, President Joseph Boakai today, which was Kennedy Joseph Boakai, is not suited to become president of this nation. Today, this is the man in the controlling position of this government.
Yeah, but if he's qualified and capable of doing the job, why can't he be given the job?
No. This is not about qualification. It's about implementing a particular agenda. Boakai, if you were to say, look, let somebody come and be my co in this department, and you have an agenda set there. Before your appointment to this position, when people here will say, you cannot be the one to be appointed, you are not suited for this position. And one person from here very loud on the media. The moment you arrive, you tend to be a chief of office. Chief, that man will not want you to succeed because he want his statement to come to pass. So he will do everything to thwart your achievement.
You get people. It's good you give people the benefit of the doubt, because people may be doubting him now. Because he come from political party X.
Chief.
And this is it's about a government of inclusion, because we are out of elections. Elections come and
this is why.
This is
Absolutely.
There's about Liberia, and we shouldn't base our governance system centered around one political party. That's what
You're
they're
not
trying to.
getting me.
No,
You're not
I'm
me,
getting you, but I'm trying to
For
say,
example,
yeah.
Sylvester Graceful will be appointed as minister, or maybe.
But you don't want him in the confines of the presidency.
Not in the terrain of the presidency.
but,
because of the influence.
But the president trusts him. That's why they place him there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what's your own cry now?
Our point is, Mr. President, we are only talking to our president. We are talking to our captain. The honorable captain, this man that you bring in to serve as chief engineer for this identical train. This man did not believe that you can become a captain for the train. This man had never one day trusted ability to become a captain for the train. And now you are bringing him to be the chief engineer. The chief engineer for this train. Mind you, when they are fought on the train, this man will tell you it's just a minor issue. It can be handled. But mind you, those are fought that will make the train to collapse. That's the point.
So what have you experienced since he's taking over? What have been some of your experience?
For example, doing the, you were bear me listening on the executive mansion website. Appointment names have been changing around.
Is he responsible for that?
How are they responsible? Because as chief of office staff, chief, you go through a lot of documents. The president will not have the time. Even any dealer for that matter may not have the time to. The number of names that go into the president will not have the time to sit and go through everything one by one. He's a human as well. So he depends largely on the chief of office staff. Okay? Or the office staff. So while depending largely on the office staff, and this man is the chief of office staff, he get directives. He read through some of the documents and carry it to the president. I said, Mr. President, this is it. So swapping names around because he felt that people that are recommending names or those whose names have been recommended, those are not people he's satisfied with. But mind you, he's not taking into consideration the qualifications. He's taking into consideration his personal connection as well. So we are saying, Mr. President, some of us, we are not leaving the stream. As you can see, I have my face cap on.
Yeah.
We are not leaving the stream. We will remain on the stream because the hyena feelings is that when we start to leave the stream, they say, oh yes, we have overcome. We will remain on the stream and we will battle the hyenas within the stream. And some of us will not be sitting within the stream. Because when we are sitting, they are attacking the captain ahead. We are moving up and down. For every mistake we see, we'll call the attention of the captain. And
you've been doing that. Some are feeling that you are becoming disenchanted with the governance system. Have you, because some are thinking that you haven't been included in a system. That's why you are becoming dissatisfied.
That's why I gave him a background. Even when you go back around 2010, when the budget was passed during the regime, when Mary brought, but then still receiving some 3 million, in fact 4 million plus United States dollar, Monrovia City Corporation, and the Pineville City Corporation receiving 150,000. You got that? And I had a press conference and said the budget is not fine. I believe that Pineville City Corporation is being overlooked. Mind you, all those that spend a day in Monrovia, bulk of them come from Pineville. So you cannot look at the Pineville City Corporation where bulk of the people from Monrovia live in Pineville, and you gave Pineville 150,000 and gave the Monrovia City Corporation 4 million. I argue against that. And because of that, again, I got some level of suspension. So I never shy away. This is not about me getting government, my friend. But take for example, the red agenda, take for example, we talk about agriculture, rule of law, education, sanitation, and we talk about tourism. But check in the budget. And I said this before, not only on your radio station, when the budget was being introduced, I said it. Check in the budget under the Ministry of Information where tourism falls. Absolutely zero for tourism. Under the Ministry of Information, check that the budget is right here.
And you are not satisfied with that?
So, not just now. Register during the budget that people are not listening to. So right now, this is the implementation stage. I'm also airing there because I feel that while implementing the budget, there's a law that also gave the Ministry of Finance some level of authority to do some swapping and make sure that that information should be reported to the legislature. So tourism can be captured in, because tourism is part of our agenda.
Yeah.
So when you are setting the budget, this is our first budget. We should be able to touch basis and make sure that we get everything started in line with the right agenda. For example, on agriculture, my friend. Where the budget is right here. On agriculture. During President Weah time, 2023, 5 million were allotted to agriculture, and the amount of 4 million was what was actually last for the Ministry of Agriculture. But guess what? It was 5 million plus in our budget. Yes, we get 5,600,000 plus. During President Weah time, it was 5,200,000 plus. There's a little increase there, right?
Increase, yeah.
But guess what? We are talking about the realization of the budget. Like I said, on agriculture, because for me, I'm someone who believes in research, who believes in reading. When you read the history of South Korea, do you know that the people of South Korea were suffering the Liberian in the 1950s? Just 1950, the people of South Korea suffer more than Liberians in terms of stable food. The South Korean stable food is rice.
Yeah.
They could not have rice to eat. But when Jinpa took over and said, the President Bouaka have taken over. He said there's a mission. And the first thing is for us to produce rice. So what he did, he allotted almost 20% of the national budget to farming. He empowered farmers. He brought in equipment to empower farmers. And he brought in technocrats to help lay out the groundwork for farmers. And he built storage for products. Anyone that produces more, automatically there will be a bonus for you. Personally, not only for your farm, but this bonus will be giving you cash for yourself. That's something you pay back.
So what do you see?
Those were revolutionary ideas that Jinpa used. And he also introduced the new village movement, where for there to use preference, here we use county, right? Where every person preference was given some amount of cash. And it leveled the authorities of that preference to what to be done with that cash. On the basis of what you will produce, there will be a bonus for that denego preference. Mind you, when I say cash, the cash was not just given. There was system put into place that will monitor to make sure that corrupt attitude will not go on. So I am saying the president for $1 million per county, or every county decide, for example, if Bapolu can produce rice, $1 million is there for Bapolu, and the procurement will be done. Whatever they need, every equipment they need will be procured and sent there so they can produce whatever they want to produce. If the people of home country can produce pepper, for example, they will produce it. So after the season or after the year, then there will be some level of analysis to make sure which country produce what. Like that, you will find out that Bouaka will start feeding ourselves here. And guess what? When rice is being produced, every official of government, for example, you will only receive a slip to go and receive your rice, and that money will be cut from your salary. Yes, you receive a slip to go get your bag of rice. If possible, pay money for 2 days for minister, for junior minister, you know how to do the arrangement, right? And then what you're doing there, you are empowering Liberia and also making sure you empower the country as a whole. And you also create employment. Look, for example, we say we are getting push, we are getting drugs. Look what is happening to DEA. Do you really think Bouaka, looking at the drug situation in this country up and now, that the investigation should have been concluded? It will not take you no time to know what is happening between AB Koma and Fatika and Bauko. It will not take you no time. Because on the daily basis, our children are getting destroyed. More importers are importing. The president said, we will not do business as usual. Go are those days that committee will be set up to investigate and report can never come. Have there been some committees set up and you think reports haven't come out yet? Oh, yes. The situation I can draw. I think
Have you heard any report? Do you have copy of the report?
I don't have, but I think they have been a report.
No, but then up to now, if they have been a report, the report need to be published. Okay, on the executive mansion website, we don't have it. More besides, there was another situation where the president said we will set a committee to investigate. Okay, and guess what? Up to now, we are still waiting to see the issue. The president said a committee to investigate. The president said to all 2 weeks. The 2 weeks ended. Later on, the executive mansion said we need a little time. Do you have copy of that report? Yeah,
it came out, and you see now everything have very quiet down. It means that there was some level of improvement or some level of commitment made by the government.
You are not
to them.
Baka. My issue is not that the government has not made some level of improvement in the situation. My issue is you said you are setting up a committee to investigate and that report will be submitted. So some part of that report should be made known to the public. Let the public be made aware that the report has been concluded and submitted. What is classified there will not be given to the public. Okay? So those are some of the things. Not basically as usual. You were just discussing with somebody on the phone when I enter here a caller concerning electricity, and you said it is something that been happening. I read Senator Amara Kwanempo this morning. And it is laughable. It is laughable.
Then he's justifying. He's justifying for the money spent.
No, the first thing the senator, there's a contradiction here. There's a civil contradiction here. The senator in his previous post told us clearly about
50,000. Yeah, that was what he said.
Now, in your recent wrap up, he himself wrote and talk about some 275,000.
Yeah.
Right? So it made us a contradiction there. 225,000 different.
Yeah.
So right there is not trusted.
Yeah, but he said that 10,000 each was
the 10,000 each. The 10,000 each is 290,000. It's different from that 200. Go there. He told you. He arranged it.
Yeah.
It's quite different from the 275,000. More besides. Chief, why should this money be used in this manner? The senator was very dishonest from the very beginning, and he said in a previous post that after series of engagement, after seeing all the documents he saw with his own eyes, that's how he came up with 50,000. And this senator cried. He did well during the campaign. He cried when President Baka was pronounced as the winner. Because he said, we will make sure that the change will come. From the beginning, Amara Kwane started like a top senator.
But now he's not. He's no longer He's no longer top. That's my question.
By the way, that's part of whatever I'm one of his supporters. I love him.
Is he not? He's no longer
top. Right now, I can see him slapping away, brother. I can see him digressing. But guess what? That's why some are old. This is wrong.
The 10,000 after is for constituency visit. Even your former boss was in the House of Representatives, he received the constituent. He received money.
Now let me come back. We said this time around it won't be
business as usual.
So why are you talking about?
No. After what you're trying to tell me is that they should stop receiving this money. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
But when you say business as usual, those businesses were against the rent people. When my boss and other people signed for that money, you are here. You know the latches that they receive.
My question is, do you want them to receive?
I do they should stop.
Oh wow.
Why you let me tell you, why are you signing for that whooping amount? 10,000 United States dollars. How do they account for that? Do you know that under the ministry, under the PFM law, when you receive any money from government, there should be accountability about that? Do you know that? How do they account for the 10,000 they receive?
It's a constituency visit. They want to visit their people, talk to them, and let them know.
My point is,
let them know what's going on.
My question to you is, how do they account for that? Amara Kwane is I will hold him because I love him and I support him. Okay? In one of those senators, I believe naturally should be disciplined. He's aware of the financial laws of this country because he served as he is a former finance minister.
Yeah.
Okay? He did well. So he should be cognizant of the law in this country. Very cognizant about that. There were no proposal from them concerning how the money will be used. We look for the whipping amount and the receiving. And none of them had a God to tell us unless Senator Prince Moy, who went on sponsor and made a play. Senator Dillon, for example. Dillon, as for him, what he says on the radio and his actions stuff and his deeds are two different things.
Yeah, but he's a life.
No.
He been shining from the
Hello,
world, and
hello.
I think there's more important.
And by the way, Senator Dillon will tell you there are communications. At the Ministry of Information, when Senator Dillon was contesting, Abel Plackey, I think you know Abel Plackey.
Yeah.
You know Master Grisby.
Thank
you. You know Master Grisby. You know Davos Kawa and myself. We all supported Senator Dillon in 2009. But then I was with the Unity Party again. I stayed with the Unity Party. But the Unity Party was pushing Connexin Europe.
Yeah.
While CDC were pushing Gerald Sharif. Okay? I will also suspend that. And Senator Dillon know that. I have been suspended for Senator Dillon issue on 2 occasions. Even in 2020, I will also suspend it.
Because supported him?
Oh, yes, he's aware. Absolutely, he's aware. But Senator Dillon began to go down a little bit. For example, when he deliberately lied on the issue of the plane ticket. You know why? When that plane ticket issue came out with Front Page Africa, someone communicated with Dillon.
We are animals.
And he said, no,
we are not error free.
But guess what? You don't lie to your lawyer. When you have an issue and you have a lawyer, be bold to your lawyer. Politicians, you know what are lawyers? They are ardent supporters and are lawyers. Okay? I've been an ardent supporter in the Dillon, which is the way. Abel Plackey, Master Grisby, other people. In fact, Master Grisby did not support him, but Abel Plackey supported him. I was supported him. I called Senator Dillon and he said to me, after the information is false, is misleading. Front Page Africa, CDC agency, Front Page Africa. I came back, engaging radio stations.
Putting your leg on the line.
Absolutely. We need to know a friend of mine that was so much engaged with. And Alexander Biale, General Alexander Biale, who intensely against Senator Dillon, sent me a video where I heard my senator saying I made my mother shame. Can you imagine that?
From that they started receiving respect, or he started receiving
No. Master, I thought it wise to also go on the same meeting I used to defend him, to go on the same meeting and say, no, this senator misled us. And his action is wrong. On that basis, the senator blocked my number. He blocked me on WhatsApp, he blocked me on Facebook.
Yeah, but he said supported him into the
no,
but in the second round.
Watch up. That happened after the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Yes. So go back to history. So he blocked me all over. But then the senator told us he will be a constructive disruptor in the Senate. That anything that happened, then he will make sure he comes out with the information.
Yeah, but he's been doing that.
That he will take not only he will take nothing more than 5,000.
Yes, of course. Most of the money now being directed to his project.
Hello. Yeah. How do we know? Do you have documentary trail to show that? No, I'm asking you. Don't remain mute. Chief,
have you requested for AM? You haven't been provided.
Absolutely.
Have you requested?
In fact, not only requested for it, I requested for it. I went to the office twice. No way to even see him. When you go there, you try to request, they say no. Right now, you have to use the FOI.
Yeah, but
say, okay,
why can't you use
that's
it?
my unit. They're the senator that personally support. Not using FOI to support. So giving me information should not be something that I should be using FOI. Okay? Now, this is the issue. Senator Dillon told us, in fact, when he took over the first time, when the late Gerald Sharif, there was a car, right, that was there. He said the government did not buy that car when he was senator. He made it there. All the cars that previous lawmaker received, the money, Senator Dillon received his. Yes. But then they were against lawmaker using 40,000 United States dollars for brand new car after every 3 years because of the country economy. So has the economy improved today? Right now, there's an argument. Do you know that lawmakers are now accurate? There are meetings being held concerning the issue of the cars. Each of them calling for almost 40,000 United States dollars to buy cars. 50. Now they are saying 40. Has Senator Dillon ever told or anything about that?
We just getting that from you.
That is ongoing right now. That is ongoing right now. There are consultative meetings going on right now. Meetings concerning that. Senator Dillon, when he received the 10,000 United States dollar check for constituency engagement, did he inform the public? I'm asking you. Did he?
No.
This thing Senator Dillon may post on his page.
But this is in a budget. So
No,
hello. What
hello.
keeps stressing on this 10,000?
Hello.
It's
In the past,
something that the lawmakers were receiving.
yes,
From
but we still not based.
not basically.
You are living the E1 here, chief. The E1 is
the president.
we should not do this.
The president said that basically he's not a lawmaker.
No, not only the president. Even Senator Dillon has taken our number. Senator Nyamika has taken our number. So get me very clear. This is Senator Dillon, knowing well, in fact, he is the, I can call him protein in this guy. Senator Dillon is the protein in this guy. Knowing very well that the amount he putting out, they still Senator Dillon wrote 50,000 on a page. Are you not concerning the retreat issue?
Yeah, he said 50,000.
So with all of the information coming on now, we still agree with the issue of 50,000.
It's not only him that said 50,000.
No,
the protest said 50,000.
You are not getting it. Hello.
Senator Amara represents said 50,000. So
Hello.
we should get based on Senator Dillon.
Hello.
They're not firing us.
As on the issue of Amara on it.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not leaving no one out of the hog here or neither defending anyone. But Senator Dillon and Senator Amara on it, in fact, Senator Dillon was the only senator to some extent that even people outside the country will say, look, we have the law in there. When Amara came in a short period of time, very short period of time, right? He been added to the list.
But now he starts flip-flopping.
So we have to hold response. Chief.
The voice of Alfred Togba, he's here this morning, sharing breakfast with us.
Again?
Yeah, we will have to go to the full.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
The president told us that education President Bwaka is part of our agenda. Education is part of our agenda. When you talk about education in Liberia, our first phase of education is the state-run university.
Yeah.
What I like on that. Know what is happening at the university?
Who have been shut down.
Now in the budget, the University of Liberia budget went up. It is 32 million this time around. But guess what? The previous government, 2023 alone, President Weah government gave the University of Liberia 30 million. Will you agree with that? Will you agree that the University of Liberia received 30 million? The structure of the university, look at the teaching facility there. There is no improvement. So our government now gave the University of Liberia 32 million. I think the government needs to be very careful. And the president needs to make sure the Minister of Education, that's a responsibility, along with the Committee on Education from the both houses, the Board of Trustees, to make sure that the University of Liberia, the building, the structure, at least somewhere should be done under our university. That should be the first project.
Yeah, that should be our first name.
Absolutely, that should be the first project. But they are not even contemplating on that. The faculty at the university, right now the university is closed a year away.
And yes, I'm right because of some issues.
So it is still business as usual. These things should change. This is what we are calling for. The president should prioritize education. Stop giving high school dropout. Yes.
The job.
College dropout. You are giving them job over experienced, qualified, and educated people who are also part and part of the rescue mission.
Okay.
Do not be giving job to people on the basis of.
My friend.
No. Rescue mission because those that shouted the loudest, the city that CDC did. And this is what brought the government down. People come to tell people in position of serious trust or in position that needs serious apple that they know nothing about.
Okay,
These things should change.
Okay, let's take few calls. Let's take the 3 calls on 077-866-5699. After Topa is here with us this morning. Let's go to the phone line 077-866-5699 or 880-561644. A minute per caller. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, Pangomo. Quickly, we have our next set of guests here already. Mm. 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 But Pangomo, they may say you are there 97, they say you are not there. What?
No, I'm not doing 97. You know.
Okay.
I bet you need the party. I did not see I don't need the party.
The may say Jordan 97, you may say, mm.
Oh.
Mm. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Pangomo. We didn't have the luxury of time this morning. Let's go and take our second caller on 0778-66569. And let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Your name is joining us from. Welcome, Eric. Thanks so much. We take one more call on 0778-665-699. Now take this person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome. Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from. Welcome, madam.
Good morning.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much for calling in. After you listen to the caller, they are going online.
Your first caller, you talk about
Yeah, party, yeah.
So, in relation with your grace period, that we said, Mr. President, you have to see this because grace pay never one day believe in a vision, so he won't support the vision to make sure the vision succeed. Because he never one day believe in your leadership. Although he served as president for the country for 12 years, but Mr. Gillespie never believed, up to present, Mr. Gillespie does not believe that you can be like Liberia. Okay, so giving him that position on the basis of survivability, he is accepting the position and sitting there to run our government. I think it's wrong. Secondly, Mr. President, you talk about sanitation. It is very important. But if you went to the Sanitation Commission, in the budget, the Water and Sanitation Commission is there with 891,200. So how do you reconcile?
I will need to bring you back so we can break down the entire budget, because I know you want to talk lengthily about this. We'll schedule a time next week.
I will have no problem.
Yeah, I will have you on next week to bring it. So to wrap it up from your end,
from my end, I want to say to our fellow rescuer, thank you. Some of us were not leaving the ship. Do not hear us on the radio or go on our pages and feel that we are hungry for job. No. By the grace of God, when I'm surviving, my children in their normal schools and getting whatever they're supposed to get normally, because I'm not a fool. Okay, so whether their job or not, there are other Liberians who are not working and still surviving. So I can still be in that category. So the issue is not about job. The issue is the agenda we campaign on. We implement the agenda to the fullest. We won't sit down and allow that agenda to be thwarted. Any mistake, we will call the attention of the government. So if you see us to be oppositions, ministers in government have become black in our numbers, they send out messages, we will not be deterred by that. Right. My big brother, take machine, my big brother Mo Ali. You're not my friend. I remain consistent and nothing will change me.
Thanks so much. That's the voice of Alfred Tupa. He's been here sharing breakfast with us this morning. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we take Matthew Nyemplu, that's Minister Matthew Nyemplu, alongside Minister Daniel Sando. They will be here to share breakfast with us on the last segment of the show. You don't want to go there. Let's take this commercial break and be right back right there on the breakfast show.
Cash giveaway. Yes, thousands of dollars are up for grabs, and all you need is your EM2 and your MTN mobile money account to win. And plenty money to get it off. Just dial *799#. And select push effort and put in your bet. Each bet is $100, and you can bet as many times as you want. The Cooper is every day. The amount will flow. It will flow. It will flow. From morning till night. Push cash giveaway. Don't check. Listen to your radio and win my that's smarty. Liberia can't get better. Remember now, Radio International Liberia is listed by the National Lotto Authority. For inquiry, call 087-400-044 or 0770-400-044, and the key is for 18 years and above.
My people, your idea is the LRA, the people in that can collect government taxes. They say that it's time now to order the bill. Whether you get hot or you get land, he is able to work on the LRA people say that it's time to pay your tax from now to July 1 this year. The people from the LRA will be doing it. They tell you everything you do. So look out for them. They will come and teach you everything you know about for your property. Just walk on it when you see them in your community. In your knowing, you pay tax, all of us can enjoy. When you pay your tax on your land or your house, the government will do plenty for things for all of us. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Okay, a message from the Liberia Revenue Authority. You have to pay your tax. Yeah, you pay your tax. That's the only way we all will enjoy. So, like I said, we have from the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism here this morning. They will be sharing breakfast on the last second of the Punch Breakfast Show in of Minister Daniel Sando and Minister Matthew Nyanklu. They are here this morning. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Daniel, good morning.
Thank you, Bwaka. Let me say a pleasant good morning to your listenership. It's good to be here. Let me also appreciate the management of Punch FM for the work you continue to do to keep the Liberian people informed on a daily basis. You know, as a country existing in the contemporary age of social media, the mass media, you have to be very cognizant of the media brings to the national discourse. So yes, we got a call, and we had to be here in fulfillment of our duty to speak on behalf of the government of Liberia, to inform the people, because the government is an offspring of the people. So I'm happy to be here with my colleague.
Mr. Nyanklu, welcome to the Punch Breakfast Show. I know it is a debut, and it's good to have you in the studio. Good morning, welcome.
Well, good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me congratulate you for the great progress you are making in the media profession. Let me also congratulate the Punch FM family. When I learned about Punch, at the time it was still a dream. But it's good that you have, made it a reality now that we, in your very cruising studio. I see the investment that it takes. So we are excited to be sharing the breakfast with you.
Okay, let's go to national issues. Mr. Tano, the issue about governance. Let's look at some trending news in the Liberian media. The president visited Korea recently, and he got back. What are some of the takeaway? What Liberians got from the recent visit to Korea? Because a lot of people in the media saying that the president went there, other countries receive financial aid, but us here in Liberia, there was only promises made by this government, by other institutions. So let's know from you, as a man from the information arm of this government, what was some of the things that Liberia benefited from the just visit by the president?
So the first thing that we have to defy is the idea that somebody will say that when a president goes to an international summit, he has to come back with a bunch of money on his shoulder. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Liberia and the Republic of South Korea has no relationship, diplomatic, bilateral relationship, ranging over decades, right? So when we are invited to such a summit, we go there as a government to make a convincing and a persuasive case for our country. And that's exactly what the president did. You don't go to this summit to be mere participant. You go to this summit, and people have to learn to follow the details. I'm not too sure many persons go, oh, what the president brought about, what the president brought about.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure they heard about the 7 memorandum of understanding that was signed by investment, potential partners, and, who expressed interest in coming to do business with Liberia. The first thing, the summit was not about sharing money. The Korean government committed to how many $1 billion to invest a huge sum of money in Africa over the next 10 years. And how are they going to apportion that money? Right? A significant portion of the money that they're going to invest in Africa over the next 10 years. I'm told that about 24 billion of that money will be given to 10 Korean multinational company, right? Okay. So when they gave this money to their own company, where are they coming to invest? In Africa. So how do you attract their attention? How do you encourage them to make Liberia, to make the country a destination? Is it not by having a mutual agreement with them? Because this money will come in trenches. It's going to be, some will come in direct infrastructure intervention in countries that attended the summit. For example, they have asked the Korean government, asked the Liberian government to submit to them an infrastructure development plan that they can look into and see what they can do for us. That plan is being developed by the folks that are concerned. And when that plan is developed, a follow-up is going to be made. The other day, the Minister of Foreign Affairs addressed the NICA press briefing, and she made all the revelation that, look, the Korean government said they're going to invest X amount of money in Africa. Here is how it's going to be done, and here is how Liberia will fit in. So the MOU was signed by people who want to do investment in the agro sector. The agro sector. The Minister of Agriculture was speaking, and there are people who when they were in Korea, they were taking on a guided tour of various industries. Right? He mentioned one industry about somebody who is using cassava to manufacture so many products, and he went on a guided tour of the industry. So one of the MOU that was signed is with that company. So when this money comes, and this company benefits from that money, Liberia is going to be one of the destinations for potential investment. So that's why it is important when your government goes to the kind of summit, listen to the details. Listen to the details. You can be asking the president, oh, how much he come by way and this and that. That's not
Yeah, but it was done under the Weah administration when you guys were in opposition. Whenever the president, whenever former president Weah the country, you want to know what he's coming with. So that's why now the folks in opposition keep pushing the Buckeyes administration.
So you see, our criticism has to be logical.
Okay.
But people who criticize the past government for going to these, for spending taxpayer money, going to this summit, and all they get in return was photograph of the president, and you see supporters of the president running with photograph. You don't see that happening these days. People are concerned about, and the question, what Liberia benefit is good. But when the government tells you though that we have entered into 7 memorandum of understanding with these multi-billion dollar companies, and in due course they are going to be coming to Liberia to explore the possibility of investing in Liberia, that's good news for our country. That's good news for our country. And somebody will say, oh, so you will eat, but you know, we have to be serious. I mean, the president is making the case for Liberia, right? A whole business section was held for Liberia. People expressed interest in Liberia, and that's why on the president delegation, you saw people who were concerned with the nature of the summit, which are going to attend. The chairman of the National Investment Commission, you had the Minister of Agriculture, you have the information minister, because they have to communicate this thing. You have the foreign minister, who basically was there to attend the ministerial meeting. After the ministerial meeting, before the communique was signed by the head of state and government and everything. So this it's a departure from the past, where you see the president goes to foreign trade, and all you get is the picture with the other president. It doesn't happen again. People are now asking the question, what is Liberia benefiting? And this is why we are here to tell you that, look, the trip made by the president from the United States, the US Africa Summit, we're now talking about the possibility, we're now discussing a second compact for Liberia. Do you know what it will mean if Liberia get a second compact from the MCC? That's going to be a massive boost for our economy. The first compact will able to develop the Macaulay Hydro, which has not been able to meet the legislative need. I mean, our need for electricity. We still manage with that. So if we get a second compact, we will expand beyond hydropower to solar energy and do other things, because you cannot grow this economy without energy, right? The president has an agenda for rural connectivity. You see, in the first 100 days, a massive inroads have been made in the rural infrastructure of the country, right? People are now saying that you can ride a keke from Ganta, Kawaken in Riwoji, which is good for our country. In the first 100 days that happened. So people can only be hopeful that as the president proceeds along the way, all of the components of the arrest agenda are going to be accomplished. And we want to make, this government wants to make Liberia work for every Liberian. That's why the president is concerned about job creation. You can't do that without doing certain things. That's why the president is reaching out there. All of these trips are meant to bring tangible results to our country, and we are happy that our people are asking us, and we are there to explain to them. But we can also just say, if we give you the explanation, I mean, you have to understand that these things take time to happen. It's not a magic wand.
Yeah, because the next question, somebody will be asking after signing these three memorandum of understanding.
Seven,
right?
Yeah.
Seven memorandum of understanding. How soon Nigerian people stand to benefit from this company? It is one thing, like previously. I'm not doing comparison here, but there was a lot of promises made when former president we have first visit out of the country. Like I said, I'm not doing comparison, but his first visit out of the country, the money from France, the teachers from Nigeria, the Ghanaians, the Ivorians, all of them pledged to do something in our country. But later on, we started seeing some, backing off. Minister Matthew, you want to come in on that?
Yeah, so Borka, our government, it's made up of very competent, experienced public sector leaders, including our communication team. We're not going to come on your radio and throw out, exciting promises like the previous government did. Because at the time, the parent, that administration was excited about, after about 12 years pursuing power, having the opportunity at that time to govern. The Unity Party-led administration is an experienced team of administrators. So we understand what it takes to lead, a developing country, to transform a developing country like Nigeria. So we're not going to be thrown out, lofty promises. What we can say is that the president has declared the arrest agenda to transform Liberia in an inclusive way. And one pillar of that agenda is agriculture. So we went to the Korea Africa Summit, signed a couple of memorandum of understanding. And what a memorandum of understanding does is that it spells out how we want to proceed moving forward. As Minister Sandor was saying that Korea committed like $10 billion in investment in Korean companies who are interested in coming to Africa, including Liberia, to explore business opportunities. Is it Borka, a country develops because of the economic activities that go on. And economic activities, are premised on capital. It can be what kind of capital, financial, human capital, for example. Our country, or those of us who inhabit this part of the world, we are financially constrained in terms of financial capital. And without money, it will be difficult to alleviate the constraints that the country faces, especially when it has to do with putting people to work, the infrastructure, the roads, and all the things. And so we have to partner, we have to spread our tentacles outside. There are very great business opportunities here that people with the capital are able to come and invest. And what President Borka and the team, that have gone out to the two recent summits, what he's done is to say that you can be assured that our country, Liberia, is currently managed by a competent team. When you come to Liberia to invest, you will get the return that you want to get. Our people are ready to work with you. We have the labor to put to work to be able to make sure that when you come and invest, you'll get return. So people who are coming to invest, they want to get return. Our people here need jobs. So there's a meeting of demand. So those memorandum of understanding in those different areas along the sectors of the arrest agenda, agriculture, roads, the rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. These are strategic areas in which, when we expand investments in those areas, the ripple effect will be creating jobs for the massive number of young people who currently are struggling, to make ends meet. This is the problem that faces a lot of developing countries, including our country. And President Borka and the team, the entire government, we are seized of this matter. gradually we are working on this. The reason why we are seeking partnerships out there to be able to get the financing required to make the necessary investments. Those memorandum of understanding have laid out the roadmap to transform Liberia over the next 6 years. As to when you expect those companies to be coming, we can say the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the team, they have a working group to make sure that we follow up on those commitments that were made at the summit. So going towards the middle of the year, towards the end of the year, we expect to see that companies are coming out of the summit, coming to Liberia to do feasibility studies about in different areas in which they want to invest. So we are making lofty promises, but we are confident that those memorandums of understanding are going to yield fruit for the people.
Let's look at the president's first 100 days in power. There was some promise made by the president and his administration about the issue about no car getting stuck in mud. And we have seen a lot of improvements when it comes to road connectivity onto market roads. There have been some touches on the roads. But people have started saying that it is not too much.
Not just touches, but these roads have been fully rehabilitated, fully reconditioned. And people are giving testimony. I mean, a former CDC, a former aspirant of the Congress for Coalition for Democratic Change,
yeah,
he wrote on Facebook, very excited that he wrote, unquote, I can testify to you that KK tricycle is able to travel from Papa, Maryland County to Monrovia. So we didn't do little touches in your term. Those roads were fully reconditioned. We are committed to that.
With the absence of the rain, now we are into the rainy season. Do you think it will stay continued?
The commitment is no car is going to get stuck in what we need. Yes, and I mean, a couple of weeks back, after coming out of the retreat, when different government ministries and agencies were giving their updating the president, the plans that they are working on to transform or to contribute towards the transformation of the country in the framework of the president's and rest agenda. When the Minister of State, without following ability, mentioned that we are currently in the process of procuring yellow machines. What are you going to do? Where are you getting the money from? All of that. The government is committed to that promise or to that commitment. Now we're going to move it from promises that this is our commitment. That during the course of our administration, for as long as the Liberian people prefers the Unity Party-led administration to continue to be in leadership, the commitment we're making to Liberia is that no car is going to get stuck.
Are we still going to receive those machines?
They are coming.
I'm asking because
the government is following all the practices and procedures required to procure them. Those yellow machines and the road stations that we have, the government is planning to set up in all across the country.
They are coming. Where are we taking the money from?
So
that's the question.
Matthew eloquently put it. Government is starting out of the eyes and starting out of the teeth. Our country is a very interesting place, right?
Yeah.
We said in Monrovia, we complain during the rainy season in town pass, right? Imagine during the campaign, people were passing through neighboring Ivory Coast. And mind you, every car that crosses the border to enter into Ivory Coast, you pay taxes to the Ivorian government. People were using Ivory Coast to go.
You mean the former president?
Yeah, I don't want to. We got to elevate the conversation.
Yeah.
People were using Ivory Coast to go to the southeastern part of the country and everything. Some candidates who didn't have the money to go into Ivory Coast couldn't go to campaign in the southeast. Today, it's raining cats and dogs. And vehicles are plying the route. The southeastern corridor is open, it's pliable, it's possible as a result of the intervention of the government. On the other hand, the government has spent 8.9 million just as a result of that intervention. Because the government 8.9 million. Because the government does not have the earth moving equipment to maintain the road. So they have to procure the services. They have to procure the services of private companies to do the work, right? The president being a visionary man to say, look, we could divert 8.9 billion to the health sector, right? To make a positive impact. So instead of going to, hiring private companies to do this, to do that, we can have our own functionaries, our own equipment. The Ministry of Public Works, in partnership with county leadership, to get engineers to do routine road maintenance on the corridors. Before you and I were born, brother, every county in this country used to have a public works yard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it. When I was going to school in Limba, we used to go to play in the yellow machine, to St. Francis Preparatory School. They used to have the public works yard there, right? But the war came, and all of those infrastructure got destroyed. Some of them were looted, they were scrapped and sold out. The president is saying to us, look, we want to bring in this yellow machine. And each county will get pieces of the equipment to do what we call the road maintenance corridor, right? Routine road maintenance. And then some of our friends from the opposition, the only question they ask, where are you getting the money from? Where are they coming from? Where are those other machines? So the government is a responsible government. We want to dot all of the T's and cross all of the I's before those equipment arrive in the country. This is not a 419 government, responsible government. So when those equipment arrive, the Liberian people will see the truthfulness. They will see the sincerity, right? They will see the determination of a man who wants to get his country working again, and that is the president. So the president means every word he says about the machine, and the government is going to ensure that those equipment arrive here. Whether it is through legislative enactment, whether it is through government to government relations, bilateral, multilateral, we are going to make sure that all of the arrangements are completed for the equipment to arrive, because our country, we need to graduate from the state. Whenever the rainy season is coming, we are worried, this and that. So let's get the road passable. When we get the road passable, we'll make life easier. Moreover, when I appreciate the intervention the government has made, in the road infrastructure, because they do not experience the headache that business people go through to move the goods and services across that part of the country, right? So this is beyond politics. This is the president's own way of developing this country, because in 2017, I didn't campaign for President Bouatta, but his agenda was road 1, road 2, and road number 3, because he said you cannot grow this economy without road connectivity. You cannot grow this economy without energy. And so all of these conversations are factual conversations that are going to come to fruition in due course. People who want to cast judgment on the government that is 5 to 6 months old, the public can understand. And we have consistently said to our people that, look, there's no election in this country for the presidency until 2029. The last time we went on election, we defeated you. We want to focus on the governance aspect of the country. But again, as politics is required to be played on our side of the world, every day, everything should be politics, There's no vacancy in the executive mansion. People who want to be seen as canvassing for the presidency, we just encourage them to waste more. The president is doing the work for which he was elected by the Liberian people. But as a Liberian citizen, I feel so ashamed of my country. This is supposed to be the oldest republic, the oldest independent republic on the continent of Africa. But look at us. Look at this country. Look at this country. That is lacking in every aspect of social and infrastructure development. And then when you hear that your president is making frantic efforts to bring 285 pieces of earth-moving equipment to do routine road maintenance, The first thing you ask, where you getting the money from?
Yeah, but
Are you not supposed to celebrate?
No, but celebrating is one thing, but you don't know the source of the machine. So even if it was you, Minister, you will ask the difficult questions on how are we getting those machines?
So,
is it that
I don't
somebody
know.
is donating it to us?
I don't know. I don't know about you. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it is wrong.
Okay.
To ask the question. That's not the point I'm making. But I am not a pessimist person. It is wrong to be pessimistic about national development. We all, as Liberian citizens, ought to be optimistic progress of our country. When I hear that Prime FM is now going across Liberia, the first question I will ask you is now, where you get the money from the body transmitter? No. And you know, you can't have this negative mindset. As a citizen, when I hear that the government is bringing 285 F-moving equipment in the country, I'll say, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being visionary. Thank you for being far-sighted. This is long overdue, Mr. President. Thank you. The people who also ask the president the question, they themselves are celebrating. Do you know how many lawmakers are waiting for the machine to arrive? Because
they are going through. People are crying on them.
Look at, for example, look at Representative Musa Bility. He has to dig deep into his pocket to rent the other machine. And you talk about thousands of dollars. How much do you make at the legislature? And you know, sometimes people try to decry the legislature, but as a government, we say, as a ministry, we say, I want to speak for all branches of government.
Yeah.
How much do you make at the legislature? The problems from the constituents, you have to meet everybody. You can't be a public official and conceal yourself. So how much do they make for themselves? How much do they save for themselves? How much do they have to even render assistance to people? Let's talk about how much they have to rent yellow machine to go to make road intervention in the bad road condition in the district. So the lawmakers cannot wait to have this machine because they know it will bring some air of relief to their pockets. They will not have to do it personally. Maybe they will intervene just to say get lubricant to move the machine and everything. But it's a good thing that the government is thinking it is. And on the president before Matthew comes on the president 100 days, I think it was a massive success. The assessment report on the 100-day deliverable is out. I hope you have a copy. Yeah. It's a massive success. Never before has it happened for such intervention to be made in the road infrastructure in the country in less than 100 days. I see people try to, undermine the progress that were made by the Ministry of Public Works by saying, oh, the single sourcing, the minister violated. But people have to understand that if they didn't do that, the 100 days which were time bound, because the president took office on January 22nd, government not constituted, budget not passed, officials not confirmed, and they started counting the 100 days. So how do you accomplish the deliverable of the 100 days? Which
but the president in his first 100 days. So once he once he took office, it means that we started checking it.
Even if the government constituted, he started counting.
Yes, of course, because he came at first 100 days.
So you see, so that's that identical reason necessitated the single sourcing by the Ministry of Public Works. Because if you were going to say, okay, which is not illegal, because if you have a process you want to subject to the PPCC, you can apply for no objection to do single sourcing, and they grant you that. So once it went in line with the PPCC procedure, that's not illegal. But however, some people are not satisfied with the way it went, but the outcome is what we should focus on. Because the outcome is very good for our country, right? Some of those corridors are still being maintained. It's a routine thing. The equipment going to be deployed there as we enter in the height of the rainy season. They are still going to be there to show that roads are possible. So I mean, talking about the digital transformation, which is also one of the remarkable successes of the president 100 days. You see young people being recruited, and so the I got a call from one of the general leaders said that, oh, they were looking for the next step because the recruitment process had ended. But it's a good thing that our government came and said, here is what we want to do, and here is what we achieved. Everything the 100-day deliverable was not accomplished. Don't
The
get me
fight
wrong.
against drugs. I'm coming to Matthew for the
Yeah.
fight against drugs because this issue at the Liberal LDA, let me say Liberal Drug Enforcement Agency, raising a lot of eyebrows, and people are becoming frustrated because the president stressed on the issue of fighting drugs. So if the 2-3 hairs are going a longer hair, it means that the fight, we are not succeeding in the fight against drugs.
No, I think that's it. That intention is not quite correct. Obviously, people are having conflict. Maybe purely administrative problems that they're having, but their conflict is not affecting the fight because when the president took the action to suspend them, in the same way he appointed an officer, a very competent officer in charge, Christopher Peters, who is still leading the fight against drugs. So that fight has not stalled because people are having administrative differences at the LDA, and the fight remains on course. And you can be assured that drugs is not going to overtake this country. We are fighting it. People have vested interests all across here to continue to trade in illicit drugs, but the DEA is seized in spite of the fact that the 2 or the 3 leaders, are currently facing suspension. And a competent officer in charge is leading that fight, and we are on course to the fight against drugs.
Do you think there have been a little bit minimized when it comes to the importation of drugs? Because previously we used to see a drug burst at the Freeport, other places, the Robert International Airport. Do you think this administration is tackling the issue of the importation of drugs?
Well, the evidence is there. Well, I want to compare at least the previous 6 months of the year just ended and current 6 months that we are currently in. And want to read the papers, look at the headlines, and compare that with what is happening previously. Obviously, you see a marked difference in what now the DA, they're busting different outlets, they're bursting different ghettos and cartels. I'm not sure we're hearing that people are bringing in drugs or drugs are being confiscated at different ports of entry, all of that. And just yesterday we announced that the immigration service, started in-service training in central Liberia, and part of that training is also how to train immigration officers how to detect and bust the illegal transit, of illicit substances that are coming out of the country. So the fight is on course, and we win the fight.
And just to add up to that, I do not believe there's a semblance or resemblance between the way the previous government handled the drug epidemic and the way the administration has approached it. I think what you now witness is a departure from the past where the thing about the fight against drugs was heavily downplayed. I'm not too sure in the last 6 years we heard anything about drug bust or massive arresting rate. Right now, in just 6 months, you have almost 21 major importers, dealers on trial. Major. The network, 21, they are on trial. Some of them in jail.
Just in 6 months?
Yes. So the situation that happened, I witnessed the vulgarity that was displayed on social media by officials of government was embarrassing for the image of the government, especially so when you have a president who consistently insisted that public officials ought to be above the fray. So what the president did in aftermath of our witness at the DA was a display of leadership. Those involved have been duly suspended and they are being investigated. Does it in any way undermine the government's collective commitment in the fight against drug and substance abuse? Absolutely not. The gentleman who has been entrusted as officer in charge is as competent as any leader of the DEA can be. He comes with wealth of experience. The thing about fighting drugs, busting the drug cartel, is about intelligence gathering.
Yeah.
I'm told Mr. Christopher Peters over the last 1 decade and a half of his life, professional life, he's been around investigation from the American embassy and everything. So he's going to do well in that area. He communicated with me in the morning. I'm sure he's making some effort to appear at the MICA press briefing so he can outline, because it's a general conclusion that because the people are gone, so the government are fighting drugs. So he needs to come to tell the public how he intends to continue from where he met the agency. But it's a continuing process. It's a continuing process which the government is committed to. The government is committed to it because we are concerned about the future. The future of this country rests on the shoulder. The future of any country rests on the shoulder of the young people. When you go into the streets and all you see is young people looking filthy because they are involved in the drug abuse, young people being reduced to criminals, beggars on the streets because they have to support a bad habit. It is very disheartening. And nobody, no leadership should sit supinely and do nothing about it. And that's why this government has declared drugs and substance abuse a matter of national emergency. The president himself is on record for leading the charge. So the drug tests and officials of the government are doing so because we do not have zero tolerance for this menace. It is destroying our country. The government has to tackle it from every direction. That's why the current DEA is using a three-pronged approach. You crack down on the drug cartel, you demolish and make massive arrests from the ghettos, and you be able to rehabilitate those people. The government is a parent body. The state has an obligation to care for these people. And that's why they have incorporated a care approach, that is rehabilitation and reintegration, because they are our citizens. We can't throw them away. If we as a government sit and allow this creeping social chaos to overtake the youthful population, we are doomed. We are doomed. So you see people, some of the people in the ghettos are children and young people, boys, girls, from distant families. As a result of peer pressure, as a result, how come to the point? Even during the war, when all our border points were loose, drug was not widespread. Who would have a drug among fighters, right?
Yeah.
But for it to reach
Every community
where
every
community, every city, in the country has what you call, I mean, I don't like the call but they have what you call Zogo. They all talk the same way and this and that. It's well coordinated. That tells you that something is fundamentally wrong with the social structure of our country. And when the government tries to fix it, we want the citizens to support it. This thing about drug and substance abuse, it's not just about the government. It's about you in the community, your children. If there's a ghetto in your community, there's somebody who is pretending to be a tricycle rider, but the person is selling drugs, you have to report the person to the police.
Yeah.
You have to call the DEA because these are the people. They have made things so cheap that effective Liberian dollar can give it to you. And when the children take it, they go mad. Yesterday, I was driving to work. General reporting that people now dying because some of the kids don't even know the dangerous substances they are taking. Right? I have a friend who has tried so hard to get her son rehabilitated. Nothing has worked. And there are so many families like that across this country. So it's a serious problem for our country. And the government takes it very seriously. The government has zero tolerance for drug and substance abuse. That's why nothing like illegal substances have been arrested from the president convoy. Because these are things that happen. The way the drug cartel was institutionalized.
Yeah.
Where you see airports, the most regulated sector in the transport industry is aviation. And drugs is arrested in the airport.
Linking
and top officials of government are linked to it. It tells you that the network was institutionalized and well sustained by people in power, right? So today, what we're doing at that airport, it's massive intelligence gathering everywhere around the country. We're doing our best, but we want the citizen to support what the government is doing.
Okay, so before I move to Minister Matthew, I saw a post from you on social media on the issue about information that has been put out there by activists, by some journalists, not getting the facts. Come up with information and say and accuse people of doing certain things, accuse government officials without having a proper proof on him, but they want the accuser to come up with proof to the Liberian people. I saw that post from you, and that raised an issue because this country, information dissemination is becoming something that everybody wants to do it. Everybody have social media, their Facebook page. They will just take at home and write anything, accuse anybody, and it becomes a serious issue because we all have followers. And once you post on your social media page that, oh, Minister Daniel Stano stole, for example, now, Minister Daniel Stano stole XYZ amount from the Ministry of Information without getting proper proof or without giving the information rightly to the Liberian people, then now later on you will summon someone and say, let the minister bring the proof. It becomes an issue. I saw a post from you on that.
Yeah. So that's the point. In the statement, I indicated that it's a contemporary age of new media.
Yeah.
Part of the problem we have is how do we regulate new media? It's a problem for the government. Every citizen is a journalist. Every citizen with a cell phone can go live.
Yeah.
But they follow. Those are some of the disincentives of absolute freedom. But we're going to, it's a whole big topic that we're going to cover later on. But the point I was making in that post is that the journalistic space is becoming preoccupied with or inundated with political commentary that don't necessarily care about the values, the quality of journalism. You are a journalist, I can tell you how to do your work, but you know that there's something called basic of journalism. The report a story, it has to be credible, balanced, and accurate. On our side of the world, when a government official takes an issue against a journalist, they will say you are cracking down the media. But when a journalist says something about a government official, which tend to denigrate, malign, or maliciously slander his character, the people say the man is doing it right. But however, as public officials, we have to be held to high standard. But we do appreciate for that to be done in a way that does not evade the principle of good journalism. So the point I was making was that somebody go on the talk show and say the government of Liberia has released the former Chief Justice from prison on what they call compassionate leave. Another person go on the show and say the Liberian Senate spent 700,000 Liberian dollars on a 3-day retreat. both of these claims are not just unsubstantiated, but are not supported by any verifiable piece of evidence. But it's out there. It's already out. It's like a spilled milk. It's already out. The reputational damage that such claim makes to the government, the image of the government, or the image of the people at the Senate, it's not a matter of concern for the person who's making the claim. When you ask a person to say, look, the claim you made, what the proof? They say, bring the proof. You go bring it. So you the accuser. So it runs this pattern of reasoning runs counterclockwise, right? Instead of going right, it is going left. Because it is intelligent conversation. People who allege, people who blow whistle, right? If you want to be a whistleblower, let's say that's what allege. If you want to be a whistleblower, you will have claims, you will have supporting documents. So, for example, they say the government released Madam former Chief Justice car from prison. Is there any truth about it? We'll go to the Ministry of Information press briefing, we'll debunk the information, and it is still, people still persist. I love this in newspapers, radio stations. So what they would do, they said the way to counter this kind of intentional misinformation, intended to mislead the public, is to show the facts. So we took a team of journalists at Moreover Central Prison, and the living body of the woman who they say was released by the government is Bahamba. But that's the difficulty that new media pose to governance. That's one of the challenge that absolute freedom of the press pose to the government of the country. Not just the government, but any individual. You know, so it's a challenge that we have, but we can muscle the press because the society has to be wholesomely functioning. We can muscle the press. The government has said repeatedly that we are going to have a media-friendly environment. This Punch FM that we set to be having this conversation is a victim of some of the tendency of past regime. It took Mr. Hona almost 6 years, 6 years to go through the hurdles, the legal bureaucracy at the court to get his right to operate a radio station. We do not want to relay that nightmare in this country. So this government has said we will be absolutely like no other government that will suppress the press. But what we also appreciate is for you, because information is security, right? If you sit on the radio and intentionally misinform the Liberian people or something, about national security, it's a threat against the state. Yes. Right? So people should know what they put out there. You have a platform that is widely monitored. You must have the clue. If you have a check in your hand that Daniel Sando sign, Daniel Sando sign this and say, yeah, at the bank transaction, then people will take you seriously. And we're not afraid of people going to the radio to make wild claims. We'll get concerned because of the population we have. You know, how people tend to believe everything that comes on. Yeah, especially when you're against government. And, you know, so it becomes a problem. You know, so yeah. So I did that post as a way of, you know, just giving the picture. Just to paint a picture of the kind of society we live in.
Okay, but before open the phone lines on 0778-665-699 or 080561644. Mr. Matthew Nyampulu, there's been this issue about information from the government institutions. You hear Minister X say this, and after that you come and see this other official of government. You guys have tried your best in having the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. It added extra days in calling government officials to come and give information information about happenings at their various institutions. But we have seen some challenges. We'll see this other official says, for instance, they issued about the hacking rights prices. The Minister of Commerce said something. The next day, the President office came and retracted that and came up with another information. So the issue about coordination, then some issues, not a major issue, but then an issue facing this government. I don't know if you want to come in on that.
Yeah, we're working on that. The president has been very clear that it is the Ministry of Information that makes public representation of the government. We are aware that different ministries, agencies have their own public information offices. Those people have to function. They too have to interface with the public that they serve. But at the moment, we're working on the policy to be able to coordinate, not necessarily that we will have to censor what different ministries and agencies are saying to the public or to the media, but we are currently working on the regime that the Ministry of Information can be the public face of the government, and that different ministries and agencies, especially when it has to do with communicating with the population, went through the Ministry of Information. So it's a challenge that has been there, and we met there, but at least we are hoping that, and we are confident that during this administration that we are going to move to that regime of one government, one communication policy. So we are working on we know those challenges, but we are working through it.
Okay, we'll take some calls. We take like roughly about 5 to 6 calls here this morning. 077866699. Let's take this person. Okay, we just messed up on our call. Now take this person here quickly. Good morning. Okay, your name is joining us from. Okay. Okay, that's the question. Let we see if we can take another person on 07786656699. Let's take this caller here quickly. Good morning. Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me take this other person here. Good morning. Welcome. Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from? Thank you. We take two more calls, then we'll cross over to them to answer your question. 077-8665-699. Once again, 077-8665-699 or 080-561-644. We can take just two more calls. We are already out of time. Then we will give them a chance to answer your questions. If there's no call, then we'll cross over to any of you guys can answer any of the questions that came in.
So I will take two.
Then Matthew will take the
I listened to Africa who was the last caller before you came to us, saying that the government has tourism. I want to say halo in the agenda. Nothing is allotted in the budget for tourism. That information is not true. The legislature allotted 200,000 for tourism development, but he has to understand that this budget is not a making of the administration. It's a budget that we inherited. Time could not permit us to do a budget that reflects what the administration actually wants. So government is continuity. So maybe the legislature in their own thinking, we want to recast the budget, but to the best of my knowledge, they got 200,000 allotted. The legislature allotted 200,000 for tourism development. What was the next question you had?
Somebody asked about.
No, I've asked two questions.
Yeah, two questions.
Our view on the president's policy.
Yeah, but it's a public asset.
So it's good that Afra said, he said exactly what I was thinking. The president has done what is legally binding, right? When he's going to decide to publish what he declared to the LDCC in a paper, I can say that to people. I can say that he will do it, right? Okay. We also have to understand that when you declare your asset to the LDCC, it's already in the pocket. But the LDCC put into place safety guide so that anybody who wants to invoke the freedom of information law to acquire those assets and everything, those are the safety guide put into place. So as it stands right now, anybody who follow the procedure before the LDCC can have access to the president asset was declared it. But I know the president's good intention. If asset publication is the concern of the Liberian people, he's a listening president, right? If he's listening, he's going to act, in due course, because it is solution. What the law requires has been done. What you want the president to do, he's listening. That's what we can say. Somebody asked whether we have declared. Yes, we have done so. Because the law requires that. And the way people read the law in the country, everybody appointed. The law is everybody, every political appointee. It says people who are kind of concerned with the procurement, contracting, those are the people. How many procurement officers are there? Because these are the people who handle government money. Procurement, contracting. So people have to go down into the law. I think it's part 10.1. So when you read that, you say it's not about because Daniel Sanders is deputy minister, so he has to declare his assets. In as much as I'm not coming into conflict with what the law requires, I'm not doing contracting. I'm not concerned about procurement. I don't have to declare my asset. But for the sake of our country, you don't want to be a public official. If people say, the men go there, a advocate for asset declaration. I have declared my asset. I don't have the money to publish it in the paper. So anybody who want to declare can come to my office. I'll be capital. I'm a public official.
Yeah, but post it on your page, man. At least so people can have access to it instead of
Okay,
coming to your office.
okay, so
That's another thing.
I will take your advice. I will consider.
Because once you post it on your page, a lot of people will know that yes, you have done it. Because a lot of people don't know, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, Matthew, you want to come?
What's the last? The other caller asked. You said policy issue, right? The same thing around asset declaration. What do we make of? So it's all centered around what I said initially. The president did what the law required him to do. In the past, people took how many months to declare assets? 6 months, 6 or 7 months. The president declared asset in 20 days. In 20 days, he declared asset. The next thing I want to say to our Liberian people here is that asset declaration became a very big issue in the past administration because officials of government were owning mansions in a matter of weeks, months, and days. For example, the former Minister of State, Anthony McGill, when he was appointed, confirmed, and took over, the next thing we heard that he bought a mansion on the Ralph Highway. When he was asked, he said he took loan from the bank to buy the mansion. Right?
Yeah.
But that was not possible in a short period of time. The former president, within the first 3 months, had built condominiums for the eight for himself. You were around on the Costa show by then, right? He had broken down his Nashville residence. He had private jet and this and that. So we were concerned and said, look, the country money is more than your own money. Just declare your asset. Then know where you're getting all the money from to do this thing, right? So it was an issue. Today, it is still an issue, but we are witnessing a strange thing. In 6 months, the president has not bought a new car for himself. In 6 months, he has not built a new house for himself. No official of the government, no official, because right now, we official government on the spotlight. We are on the spotlight. I gave you a story. I live in the Bannerville. The yard I live in is owned by a family, right? So the family got some property each time. They say, oh, every time they collect the rent, they share it, but they want to reinvest it this time. So the yard has a very huge front view. So they said to themselves, say, let's build a. You wouldn't believe how many persons have come to them to say, I cannot find a building the story for them.
You know, if I can be there. So,
I assume that I don't business. So I told the other guy, Joe, where? I said, hey, Joe, see that structure over there? That job where I can eat by 2 levels. Eh?
I mean, your money can buy money.
That's what I told. I said, do you know how many debt I owe you? Financial burden I got to save it every month. I even get password link for myself. Then you won't say I'm building that place. So you gotta laugh me. But and I said to tell you that we public officials on the spotlight now. So nothing is hidden. You go to the bank of Trump, anything suspicious, the bank terror, that's all be confidential, we'll take it and send to somebody.
Yeah.
Right? The next thing you go low is on Facebook. So it's an open challenge. In this 6 months down the road, no public official has bought a gigantic mansion. No public official have bought his girlfriend car and washed it with champagne. Right? No, the president himself is still living in the house he built how many years ago? When I'm born. That is what the president is living in.
Yeah, but the president riding private jet that George Weah was doing.
He's not owning private jet.
George Weah owned private jet. George Weah said that it was a gift from his friend.
So that means he owned it, right?
To just take him around.
No, I'm sure he owned it. That's to boost him around. So the difference. So you see, the difference between Mr. We are on a private jet argument is that it was a cost on the national cause. I mean, we were paying for it, right? Maintenance, this and that. So in the case of President Bouaka, okay, let me analogize it. If Bouaka invited me to Punch FM, this one, we're going to do the show tomorrow morning. And I said to Bouaka, the station too far. They way Broadway. I don't have cash to come. They reinforcing. I can make it. And Black I say somebody will send my car to pick you up. Should I turn down the ride because as a public official, an answer will take game on somebody?
No. You want to be part of the show.
Of course. So the trip the president has gone to Guinea-Bissau was an official trip which will yield dividend for the country. From the U.S. Africa Summit, the authorities in Guinea-Bissau sent for the president. What do you want the president to do? To turn down the offer because, quote unquote, he's done so a private jet? No. We have to know what causes, what we have to know what it will cost the country if the president is using private jet. If it doesn't cost the country anything, we shouldn't make noise about it because it benefits us. We as a country, we're supposed to fund the president travel in and out of the country, right? So if the president is going making a trip that the state is not paying $0 for. So what's the analogy? As opposed to somebody who brings a private jet into the country, they park on the airport, they don't pay anything. And that plane that enter Liberia airspace, right? So we pay. You bring a private jet here, it doesn't pay. They park on the airport, it doesn't pay anything to the airport authority. You maintain the crew, you pay for everything, you buy lubricant and everything. You ready to carry you, come out and bring you back on the airport. So that's different. That's different. So the two scenarios are dissimilar. Okay. So right now, to conclude, we know we're on the spotlight. We have nothing to have a government. We're open. So if there's anybody who has evidence to show that somebody in the government has bought a mansion in 6 months, if you got evidence to show that the president building house somewhere, bring it up. Nobody will bring you evidence. It tells that the government will come here. This is about service to our country. I mean, we're saying that nobody's going to build house after the 6-year pass, but the unexplained accusation of wealth is not going to be witnessed this government. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the voice of Mr. Daniel Sano. Matthew, you want to come in?
No, thank you. I think we have to close.
Thanks so much, guys. Minister Daniel Sano alongside Minister Matthew Nyemplu then sharing breakfast with us here this morning on the Phones Breakfast Show. So, folks, I want to appreciate you all for calling in and being a part of the conversation. We'll be back here tomorrow morning with a brand new edition of the show. Buakai Amara Kamara is my name.